We are reading chapter 13. Such a powerful practice this has been already. And it changes the way in which I've been going about things. That I will say. I realized that discipline is key. And I also realized that you want to give yourself enough space to where if you get overwhelmed because of the bigness of what you're doing, or what you're, if you have a business or you're trying to make a certain amount of money and you're trying to make something work, because this is a leadership channel, we really are talking about leadership over here and leading where you are. And that's the point of this practice too. Doing this Proverbs is a practice. The reason I'm reading one chapter a day for the whole month of May. And the reason I'm doing that is because it makes it so much easier to start with me. That's what this time represents. This time represents me starting with me and the Most High. Be like, okay, give me guidance and allow this time to be so sacred that it is okay that I'm not doing much else. Because you get to give yourself space to figure things out. That's something I'm really, really leaning into. And so sometimes I'll just be like, I'm going to stop for a few seconds, for like a minute or two even. It sounds like a little bit of time, but it feels like forever. Because I'm so used to, you get so used to running around and, trying to solve problems and trying to fit everything into a small amount of time. So when you start choosing yourself and learning the value of priorities, boundaries, discipline, wisdom, it causes you to realize that the pause is great. When you have time to just sit there for 5 or 10 minutes and just become aware of what your next step is, and allow, instead of, you feeling overwhelmed, but you give yourself the chance to just think deeply. You give yourself the chance to think deeply. It changes things. So, but, and in the vein of that, I am on fire. What's happening, everybody? And we're reading Proverbs. And think about it. Proverbs, action. Verb is action. So I think Proverbs, this is action positive. This is the book in the Bible that gives you the chance to contemplate, and it gives you the answers to a lot of questions. First and foremost being that it is wise to spend time with yourself and to spend time with something like the scriptures. It's wise. It's wise leadership to do that. All right. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead, and I do want to work out and do some things, but I want to read Proverbs chapter 13. This is from the Hallelujah Scriptures, which is different than the Bible. There's a whole lot to learn about the history of the Bible, and it's running our country. So you're not wrong for wanting to understand it. You know what I mean? Like literally, this is running the world. Everything about religion is literally running markets, business markets, etc. You cannot go wrong understanding what's happening. That's just a great investment of your time in this season, in my experience, especially for leadership. So I'm going to read chapter 13 of Proverbs. A son is wise through his father's discipline, but a scoffer shall not listen to rebuke. From the fruit of the mouth a man eats the good, but the desire of the treacherous is for violence. From the fruit of the mouth a man eats the good. Okay, I don't really understand that one. That's chapter 13, verse 2. That one, a little shaky on. From the fruit of the mouth, a man eats the good, but the desire of the treacherous is for violence. He who watches over his mouth guards his being, but he who opens wide his lips comes to ruin. The being of the lazy one craves, but has not, while the being of the hard workers are enriched. Ooh, I feel that one today. I felt that one today. And that's the thing. That's what I'm learning, and why it's important for mental health to recalibrate to this climate and this political climate, this financial climate, the social, economic, the whole existence. Like our existence is it's a time to be vigilant, not hyper vigilant, but vigilant. Vigilant. Yeah, vigilant. Not hyper vigilant. You don't need to be hyper vigilant, but do we need to be vigilant? Yes. Hello. We have the opportunity to be. You don't have to, but I say it's a smart idea. And so that's what we talk about here on Five-Star Conversations. How do we care for ourselves all around, mind, body, spirit, soul, and money? How do we care for ourselves while also growing as individuals and spiritually, while also being ready for whatever comes? Because the come is coming. You know what I mean? Things are happening and it's going to happen. Are you going to be a victim, or are you going to be someone who's taking charge? I choose to be someone who's taking charge, and I'm starting all the way from the bottom. If I can figure it out, anyone can. And I think the best skill, the biggest skill you could give yourself right now is for you to be able to take care of yourself in this economy, in this climate, in this era. Hello. Like, knowing how to take care of yourself is a must. And that's what we talk about here. We talk about how to connect in with our local community, how to just find joy in the little things, how to connect with your farmers, how to connect with your local farmers, how to connect with your politicians, so you can understand, what else are you doing? Hi, hello. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm reading. So that was kind of a side thing. And that's how I read, by the way. I'm going to read these chapters, one chapter a day for the day. And this is kind of like I'm doing a Bible study live with you. So thank you. Wonderful. Just so you can see, if you want to follow along, if you want to start from the beginning of chapter 1 of Proverbs, then there's a playlist. It's called Proverbs as a Practice. And I have the Hallelujah Scriptures, which is the Hebrew version of the closest to Hebrew translation of the Bible. Okay. Maybe next month we'll do a different book, but we'll keep it going. So make sure you follow and share. Follow, like, share, subscribe. I talk to a lot of medical professionals too, because I'm like, we need to know who does what in our city and have an easy directory and get to know our experts, especially medically. Like, these are things that we are within our control. And if we have the ability to control it, I recommend you control it. You know what I mean? All right. So anyways, let me finish the rest of chapter 13 and get going, because I do have lots to do today. Thank you so much for being here, though, connecting with you and reading. Hi. Hello. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm here in the United States. Pleasure to meet you. All right. So here we go. So the being of the lazy. Okay. The being of the. Okay. Actually, let me tell you, sorry. We're chapter 13, verse 4 of Proverbs, okay? The being of the lazy one craves, but has not, while the being of the hard workers are enriched. A righteous one hates a lying word, but a wicked man is loathsome and comes to shame. Righteousness watches over him who is perfect in the way, but wickedness overthrows the sinner. There is one who makes himself rich, yet has none at all, and one who makes himself poor, yet has great riches. The ransom of a man's life is his riches, but the poor does not hear rebuke. Ooh, the ransom, that's kind of actually deep right there. The ransom of a man's life is his riches, but the poor does not hear rebuke. That's basically saying the spoils, yeah, whatever you get. Whatever you get out of life is what you earned. You know, it's what you believed and cultivated your life to be. And the poor doesn't want to learn. Woo, we gotta want to learn. We gotta want to learn. And you know, it's work. Learning is work. Make no mistake. Learning is work, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Learn now or learn later. I'd rather learn while I'm healthy and I can make better choices for myself. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you rather learn now when you have the chance to change the trajectory of your life? Wouldn't you rather do it now than to wait? I'm at the place where I'm like, I'm smart enough to figure it out. So, all right. So we're on Proverbs chapter 13, verse 9. The light of the righteous rejoices, but the lamp of the wicked is put out. By pride comes only strife, but wisdom is with those who take advice. Wealth from vanity diminishes, but he who gathers by hand increases. Expectancy drawn out makes the heart sick. Ooh, that part. But a longing come true is a tree of life. Ooh, but a longing come true. Expectancy drawn out makes the heart sick. But a longing come true is a tree of life. That is beautiful. The way that's hitting right now, it's like that's saying that when you just expect something, you feel entitled to something. When you feel entitled to something, it makes you sick as you expect it. But a longing come true, which is more of like a deeper desire, a longing come true, something that's better than that is a tree of life, because the tree of life is just living now. That's powerful. The tree of life is already alive. That's just a longing. That's just our natural desire to be connected to the earth. That's the tree of life. To be connected to life is just a natural desire of beingness here and now. And that's actually incredibly beautiful. That was a great verse. He who despises the word is destroyed, but he who reveres the command is rewarded. The Torah of the wise is a fountain of high, turning one away from the snares of death. Good understanding gains favor, but the way of the treacherous is hard. Just can't do it, man. Some people get away with it, but not the chosen ones. Not the chosen ones. The chosen ones don't get away with it. It just doesn't work on us. You know what I mean? Okay. By the way, everybody has the opportunity to be a chosen one. Everybody can be a chosen one, but not everybody steps up to the plate. Not everybody steps up to the plate, and that's the unfortunate thing. And so, but good understanding gains favor, but the way of the treacherous is hard. I don't know what all those I don't know what that like weird baby head. Are you trying to say I have a weird head? I understand. And then the dog whistling or something. Well, those are cute. Thanks for sharing. Everyone with insight acts with knowledge, but a fool spreads folly. Popcorn. Is that like a popcorn dog? That's cute. Everyone with insight acts with knowledge, but a fool spreads folly. This is leadership. Number one, monkey with the hammer. A messenger that is wicked falls into evil, but a trustworthy envoy is healing. Is a healing. Ooh, a messenger that is wicked falls into evil, but a trustworthy envoy is a healing. Poverty and shame are for him who ignores discipline. Poverty and shame is for him who ignores discipline. Tell the truth, but he who heeds reproof is esteemed, which reproof is correction. A desire accomplished is sweet to the being, but to turn away from evil is an abomination to fools. Ooh, that's a good one too. That's deep. Well, I'm happy you're here. Thanks for being here. It's me, you, and the Most High, and the words of God. That's all we need. That's all I need. This is super helpful. But thank you for engaging and sharing and sharing those images, your emoticons and all that. Emojis. Oh my God. Like, how old am I? Thanks for sharing your emoticons. Oh my God, that's so crazy. Oh, hey, hi everybody. Oh, there's more people. Look at us. But anyways, so, okay. Where were we? We're good. Thank you. Oh, bye. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here and sharing. Follow, like, share, subscribe. I love that. Poverty and shame are for him who ignores discipline. It's so true. But he who heeds reproof is esteemed. A desire accomplished is sweet to the being, but to turn away from evil is an abomination to fools. Which, yes, a desire accomplished, like to accomplish something, is sweet to the being. And what it comes and says right after that is, but to turn away from evil is an abomination to fools, which is like, and then just turn away from evil and desire met. Turn away from evil, which is everything that you're not supposed to be doing. Turn towards what you should be doing. Even just turning away from evil. Just the mere fact of turning away from evil is empowering. And evil is, gets such a serious rap, Hi, thanks for coming back. Just, that's really cool. Just turn away from what you shouldn't be doing. You might, and there's going to be some suffering inside. There's going to be some suffering inside of that. Like, it's not going to be easy, dude. That I could tell you. Now, here's the deal. That's why you stop trying to fill in your time with anything other than the work, your personal work. Because when you stop trying to fill everything with your, when you stop trying to just escape that being alone, what it does, it makes you too tired. So when you get alone, you don't get to be alone. You like pass out or, doom scroll or whatever the case may be. But turning away from evil, and evil doesn't mean it's the worst case. That's the thing. Like, as you do your healing work, evil becomes more sinister and less blatant. Ooh, that's a good one. I need to remember that. Let me read this and finish this, because that was a good one. Evil becomes less, the devil goes to the details. That's what the devil goes to the details after a while, and then and you don't want to demonize the small nose, because you don't want to make them they don't have that much weight. Thank you. Oh, those are cute. You don't want to make them have that much weight, because then it makes it harder to do. Leave it light, keep it light, but keep it right. You know what I'm saying? And then, okay, so let me keep going. But dude, that was a good one. I'm going to come back and clip that and share it because, yes, absolutely. It's true. So, but then, okay, so then once you start freeing up your time and you start having to face yourself and you realize, oh my God, what is one person again, which is me, nobody else is really, you're so sweet. I love you that you're talking to me about all this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is just amazing. Thank you. And so let me just finish this because I do need to go. But he who walks with the wise shall be wise, but the companion of fools suffers evil. And again, evil doesn't have to be the worst. It just may be where you don't belong. Are you back to cry? Oh, no, I'm not going to cry. Oh, you're so cute. No, I'm not. Evil, it's not, evil sounds so big, and maybe that's at first, it's a big evil, but as you heal and begin to move forward and start to work on your vision, you start noticing how you got to the evil part, how things got out of hand, and then you start realizing it more on this side of things, and then you go, you know what? You go, I'm not even going to make that decision because I could see how that will lead to that to lead to that. You see what I'm saying? That's wisdom and understanding. You know what? I didn't even open like I usually open. That's okay. Let me hurry up though, because I've been on here long enough and I do want to work out. But this is Bible study. You know what I mean? This is what Bible study actually looks like and goes like. This is how we're doing it over here. And feel free to chime in. Has clicked the thing and now I'm following you. Yay. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. I'm from Texas. Okay. I'm almost done reading this. Please follow me if you want to read chapter 1 through what is it? 1 through we're on 13 because today's the 13th. I'm reading one chapter a day. So tomorrow I'll be reading chapter 14. We're going to finish up chapter 13. We just had some side quests, some side conversations. It's just real chill because I am just really enjoying this practice. And I hope that if you're watching it, that you're enjoying it too, and that you're taking the time to read along. I hope you have your scriptures, whichever scriptures that you read. I do like this one because it's closest to Hebrew. I want to get as close to the oldest language as possible so that I could feel like I'm really understanding it. Because these are scriptures. The Holy Scriptures are literally, it's history, it's psychology. I mean, there's so much wrapped. It's geopolitical information. Like it's everything that is. It's just you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong by understanding. Anyways, chapter 13. This is Proverbs chapter 13, and we're finishing it out now. We're starting with chapter 13, verse 20. He who walks with the wise shall be wise, but the companion of fools suffers evil. Evil pursues sinners, but good is repaid to the righteous. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. Oof. The wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. Much food is in the tillable ground of the poor, but lack of right ruling sweets. Woo! Woo! Okay, let me run that back. Chapter 13, verse 23. Much food is in the tillable ground of the poor, but lack of right ruling sweeps it away. See, right ruling is getting it together, getting it consistent. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm understanding it. Right ruling means doing things the right way, having systems, processes. Yes. He who spares his rod hates his son, but he who loves him seeks him with discipline. The righteous eats to the satisfying of his being, but the stomach of the wicked is lacking. Never enough. So there we have it. That's it. Thank you so much for coming in today. I forgot to read the first Proverbs chapter 1, verse 1 through 6. I read that before I read each verse. I forgot to do it today, but it's already ingrained in me for having done it for basically 2 weeks. I understand why I'm reading it and how it's applying, and just by way of living every day, I'm seeing how it's affecting how I'm moving, and I love it. I'm moving much slower because slow is steady. And slow is, when you move slow, you can actually fix things. There's no way to fix things when you're moving fast. None. You move slow first. It's steady. You can't go steady when you're moving too fast, too quick. You're tripping over things, at least to me. So I had to learn. I'm learning a different way of moving around and a different way of channeling my energy. And that's to slow down. And an angel told me to do that in 2020. And I'm just now really understanding what that actually means. Isn't that amazing? No, I can't say I'm just now. It's just that it keeps evolving my understanding of that conversation and what was being revealed to me. Amazing. Anyways, well, have an incredible day. God bless you all. Follow, like, share. Remember, you could go to Proverbs as a Practice, the playlist, and we've already read chapters 1 through all the way 13 today, because today's the 13th. Make sure that you follow. Tomorrow I'll be on reading chapter 14, so make sure you turn on your notifications so you see when I come on, and we're going to do Bible study, Hallelujah Scriptures Bible study. Peace and blessings and much love.